I'm joined with Callum Stubbs from Tottenham Podcast for our player ratings. Let's crack straight into it, Callum. Let's start with goalkeeper Vicario. Would you rate him out of 10?
I don't think he had too much to do today, so I'd probably go for a 7 for Vicario.
Yeah, agree. I'm going to match you with 7 on that one. Agree, didn't really have that much to do. You could see he's very vocal, is always good leader. I think you need a player like him, but it wasn't tested at all. Pedro Porro, what do you reckon?
I'd go for a 7.5. I think he took his goal well, but once again caught out a lot down his side of the pitch with this formation, so he definitely pushes forward, and I don't think he's got the recovery pace to get back, so he does get caught out defensively a lot of the time.
He does. I'm going to give him a 6. I thought he was poor defensively tonight, but really good going forward. As you said, what a beautiful goal, that flick. That's something special, that. So he's really good going forward, but we know that he's just defensively. A doggy, I thought he was really good tonight.
I'd probably go for a 8.5 or a 9. I think this is his best performance back since his injury. I think he did everything right. He was very good going forward, very good defensively as well, and I think if he had a better partner in front of him, he could have been a lot more effective as well, to be honest.
Yeah, I agree. 8.5, spot on with what you say as well about him. Let's go to the centre-backs. Start with Romero. I know we are going to disagree on this one already.
Yeah, I think for Romero it's going to be a 6 for me. I just don't know where he stands. I mean, he looked very lazy during big parts of the game, but then he did have blistering runs through. He did try to create some stuff, but he definitely looks like a player that's head's not in Spurs at the moment. Let's put it that way, mate.
Yeah, fair enough. I thought he's good. I thought he dictated well, went forward well. But yeah, I do know what you mean. I do think there's a few mistakes in that first half. I'm going to go a little bit higher. I'm going to give him an 8 out of 10. Van der Ven, what do you reckon? Partner in crime.
I think Van der Ven was very good today. I think 7.5 for him. I mean, if he hadn't done a lot of recovery runs today, I think we'd have got caught out a lot more. And you could see by the end of it, I mean, he was shattered. I mean, you could definitely see that he's still not fully up to speed. But man, he's a quality defender, and you can see why big clubs would want him, to be honest.
Absolutely, totally agree. Give him an 8 as well. I thought both centre-backs done really well tonight. Moving on to midfield, Bentancur again, I thought he was good. I'm going to give him a 7. What do you reckon?
Yeah, I think 7's fair. At times, you definitely think that he's not the ready-made 6 that we need, but I do think that he is a lot more composed than Basuma there. I mean, he's a lot safe ahead. He does have a better passing range as well. So no, I think he put in a good shift. You could definitely see he was tired by the end. So I'd say a 6.5, 7's pretty fair for him, to be honest. Nothing special, but hardly a foot wrong either.
James Maddison?
Maddison's assist was very good for the Porro goal, but I think he was culpable for the Frankfurt goal as well. He was caught in possession in midfield. It's not the first time that happens, and it won't be the last. He's very good at drawing fouls, but I don't think it went his way tonight, so I'd go 6.5 for him, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm going with 6 as well. I don't think it was his night either. Totally with you on that one. I think it was Lucas Bergval's night, though. I was really impressed with him. I'll give him a 9 out of 10. What are you thinking with him?
I'd go for an 8. I think if he'd have scored that outstanding shot that he had that came off the post, I'd have given him a 9. But I mean, the man is immense, and he just keeps getting better and better. There's definitely a rawness to his game. You could definitely see he's only 18, 19, but I mean, for how cheap we got him, he's going to be some player. And I mean, he does kind of remind me of sort of that industrious workhorse, a little bit of Modric in some of the things that he does as well.
Yeah, I can see that.
So hopefully, if we can get him tied down to a new contract, we might be seeing him a little bit more, and he doesn't want to jump ship like everyone else.
Yeah, exactly. That's the worry now, isn't it? Let's move on to the forward line. Brennan Johnson, don't think it was his night, was it?
No, I'm going to go for a 5 at best. He did a lot of running, but I still think there's a lot of comparisons to Lucas Moura in there. Can do something really special at one point and a lot of running into dead ends at another time. I had high hopes for him after how well he played against Southampton, and once again he hasn't turned up in a big game. He can do it against lower opposition, but this time around it just didn't work for him, and I don't know how he stayed on the pitch for the full game tonight, to be honest.
No, I agree with you. 5.5. I'm thinking for him. Dominic Solanke, what do you reckon?
I'd have to give Dom a 5 as well. But I think that's the contribution of others, to be honest. I don't think he had much to work with, to be honest. He was very starved, and I think there's a good player in there, but I don't think we're using him to his ability. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. I'm going to match you with a 5 and spot on with your reasoning. I think Son as well, I think really struggled. I mean, it's been a shame to see him in decline. He showed it in moments, but generally just ineffective, I think.
Yeah, totally agree, mate. And I mean, I might be being harsh with this, but I'd go 3 or 4, to be honest. I don't see the player that we all love anymore, to be honest. I mean, I didn't see one moment tonight where he took his man on. It's always he wants to turn inside or he wants to turn back. He doesn't have that fight and confidence in him anymore. He used to be able to blister past people and take them on. I just don't see it anymore. And I can see why he keeps getting picked, because of the club captain and the commercial revenue side. And I mean, it used to be when Kane was there as captain, he always got picked. But I just don't see it with Son anymore, I'm afraid, mate. It's too little, too in between when he does do stuff.
And the effort was there from him. It's just that quality, isn't it, that's clearly lacking. But substitutes, let's move on to. Let's start with Pape Sarr. I don't think he was great tonight, and he certainly didn't start well when coming on, did he? Put the ball out a couple of times.
Yeah, I'd give Pape Sarr a 4, to be honest. I would say a 3, but only the fact that he was on hardly any time at all. But when he was on there, it was very ineffective, and in transition he was weak, and the amount of times that we had a turnover where we could have pushed forward and he put the ball out twice within the first 5 minutes of being on was diabolical.
Yeah, I agree. I'm going to match you 3 as well. It's poor from him, and a player been a bit off it, I think, this season. Spence we didn't get to see for long. I don't want to say non-applicable necessarily, but yeah, it's hard to judge with him. I give him a 6, but he come on, I thought he kept the ball well. That's one thing. The ball seems to really stick to his foot, doesn't it?
Yeah, no, it stuck to his foot. I thought that he could have been a bit better attacking, to be honest. I mean,
yeah, get involved. Yeah.
Whereas with Udogie, he had all that space to keep running up and down there. I think that Spence didn't utilise it too much, but he only had about 12, 13 minutes on the pitch. So, I mean, he's not a player that can really do that much, and he is playing out of position realistically. So, I've got to give him... Yeah, I'd say probably about a 5 or a 6 to be fair. He did his job defensively, did a nice couple of recoveries to help Van der Ven out as well.
He did. Richarlison, I thought he'd come on, he pressed, trying to cause problems. Didn't see a lot from him, but that's what we want to see, that just energy. It's just a case of whether he stays fit, isn't it?
Well, yeah, exactly. I mean, if Richarlison could stay fit and get a good purple patch, then he'd be great. But, I mean, the poor man don't have any legs, I don't think, does he? So, I mean... Realistically, there's a lot of huffing and puffing and a lot of running up and down and trying to get the fans behind the players. I mean, he was only on the pitch for about 5 to 7 minutes today. I don't think he had a shot, to be honest. So, yeah, maybe if he'd have come on 20 minutes earlier, he might have had more of an impact, but he has only just come back from injury.
Yeah, exactly.
But he's a player that you can't rely on, and if he's going to go, this summer's got to be the option, to be honest, for it. He's been there long enough and it just hasn't worked.
No, it hasn't. That's the sad reality, isn't it? I totally agree with you on that. And last but not least, Matthias Tell. You were impressed with him tonight? Yeah,
no, I thought he was quite effective. There was a couple of take-ons that he did. He was a lot more effective than Son. He was winning more set pieces and a couple of decent crosses into the box that, if people had been more proactive, could have made something about it. And I liked the fight that he had in him as well when he went over to the referee and got a booking. He tried to have an argument over a corner, a corner that was actually given as a goal kick as well.
It's passion.
Passion. He was being an arse, but he definitely he showed a little bit of the raw player that he is tonight. But I still don't think there's enough from him to say that we've seen enough as a player since
No,
January
that's
yet.
fair enough. You made a good point on the way about that, and I do agree with you. I haven't seen enough yet. I don't think Ange's given him enough of a chance. Last but not least, though, Ange Postecoglou, the man himself. I know you're frustrated with these late changes. What do you give him out of 10?
A 6 at most. It was a little bit more animated. He didn't piss off the fans tonight too much, and he didn't get in their faces. But
Yeah.
I mean, his subs were too late, and when we was in the ascendancy, around about the 65th minute, I thought that would have been the time to inject some pace and some different aspects of the game. But I think we got to about the 76th or 78th minute again, and the game was already starting to turn stale, to be honest, and not much happened apart from the last couple of minutes. So yeah, 6 to be fair, 5 if I'm being honest tonight, to be honest, mate.
Yeah, I'm thinking 5 or a 6 as well. Yeah, frustrated with him a little bit. But thanks so much, Callum. Where can people find you across social media?
People can find me at Callum Stubbs 97 on X. You can find me at Park Lane Podcast. You can find me as Harry's co-host on Scarfy Spurs Talk as well. And you can find me on TikTok and loads of different platforms. Just give me a shout if people want to have a chat, or come join us on Park Lane every Sunday and Harry's show on a Monday as well.
Absolutely. Thank you very much, Callum. Up the Spurs.
Up Spurs.